Good evening and welcome to Wiregrass Sport. We are in week 3 of high school football. A lot of games in region play tonight, and we want to thank you for joining us. The phone lines are open, 334-697-3644. We'd like to hear from you, what game you're at tonight, what the score is, what happened, what you saw. Just give us a call tonight and let's talk high school football. My name is Brandon Adams. I'll be your host. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on Wiregrass Sports. Let's take a look at some of those scores right now and see what's happening. As you can see, there's some really close games going on tonight. The one that I had mentioned before, Sampson and Goshen, they're currently tied up 21-21 in the third quarter. I know there was an injured player on the field. Hadn't got much more information back from that, but that is a close game, 21-21. Hoping to have some coaches on as soon as the games are finalized and they get a minute to call in. But we want to hear from you, our fans. 334-697-3644. Give us a call. Let us know what game you were at tonight, what you saw. Give a shout out to your school, to your kids, and let us know what's going on. We'll take a quick break, get some callers on the phone, hopefully get some coaches in here shortly, and we'll be back in just a minute. Hook's Barbecue, down-home barbecue in a counter-served setting, located on Emma Drive off of Highway 231 in Troy, Alabama.
Trojan Auto Parts of Troy, home of Napa Know-How. Stop by and see owners Mike and Melissa Kilcrease and their Napa Know-How team with over 100 years of combined experience. We're the only locally owned parts store in Pike County, and we're fully stocked and ready to serve you. We pride ourselves on being your go-to parts store, not only for the simple items, but we specialize in those hard-to-find items as well. Trojan Auto Parts, the right part at the right price at the right time. Napa, a name you've trusted here in Troy since 1945.
Know-how, Napa Know-How.
TLC Plus is your one-stop shop for pressure washing, landscaping, custom woodworking, and full-service electrical work. Licensed and insured, there is no job too big or too small. They offer flexible hours with no overtime charges, weekdays until 8 p.m. and on Saturdays. With hundreds of satisfied customers from across the Wiregrass, TLC Plus has competitive pricing and the best warranty in the industry. Give them a call today at 334-268-1515.
Preston's Steak and Grill in Troy and Laverne serves quality food cooked over a wood-fired grill. Call us for any event you may need catered. Located at 1647 US 231 Troy and 149 Forest Avenue in Laverne.
Well, it finally happened, Zachary. Somebody burned down my she shed.
Nobody burned down your she shed, Cheryl.
Well, my she shed's on fire.
The she shed was struck by lightning.
Zachary, is my she shed covered by State Farm?
Your she shed's covered, Cheryl.
You hear that, Victor? I'm getting a new she shed.
She shed?
Mm-hmm.
That's wonderful news.
Go with the one that's here to help life go right. State Farm.
Call State Farm agent Barice Gracie today.
It's easy to spot people who participated in high school sports and activities.
Right on time.
They learned important lessons like leadership, teamwork, respect.
Hey, our meeting moved to 10.
We'll be ready.
Values that last a lifetime.
We need to focus on 3 factors.
Support high school sports and activities in your community. When kids take part, they get set for life.
We are Laverne Veterinary Hospital. Our goal at Laverne Veterinary Hospital is to provide the ultimate care because our animal friends teach us more than we could expect and love us more than we could hope. Dr. Troy Jones, Dr. Lewis Jones, and Dr. Brittany Reynolds will treat your pets like family. Mr. Perry Hill is available by appointment for your furry friends' grooming needs, serving you at the convenient location of 918 South Forest Avenue in Laverne.
Welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. I want to thank you for joining us tonight. If you would, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that share button. Comment below. If you don't want to call, you can comment on Facebook. We can bring those comments in and show your scores, your comments, whatever you got to say. Let's go to the phone now. I believe we have a caller on the line. Bulldog Johnny, how you doing?
All right. How y'all doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How did looks like Pike County fared pretty well tonight.
Well, they didn't fare too well. We only won by 14-7, but some of our folks are saying they think that there was 2 things I think that was wrong with us tonight. Either the Friday the 13th superstition or we just wasn't physically prepared enough for what Geneva come to play. Even though they got some young players, they got a lot of size on the offensive and defensive line, and it was hard for us to bust any runs up the middle like we normally are.
I know. It is Friday the 13th, and it's also a full moon, so that might have had something to do with it. So the offense didn't put the number.
I think it did have something to do with it, because the way the offense played, because we played sluggish all night. I mean, but I want to compliment one of our players. He's a senior. He's the one of the 3 running backs we got. He's one of 2 twins. Derek Myhan Jr. He got 2 key. He caught 2 key interceptions in 2 key situations tonight that kept Geneva from scoring more points. He caught 1 in the end zone and then 1 on a deep pass later on in the ball game that would have prevented him from getting like a 30-something yard pass for a first down.
He seems to be a playmaker, that's for sure. If not on offense, then like on defense tonight, making those interceptions and getting the ball back for the offense.
Yeah, and then Rayshawn struggled some tonight running the football, but I think Geneva was just more prepared coming in tonight than what they was, because they had their quarterback. He's a good athlete. I mean, he was running it up, down, and around us, and we had trouble stopping him all night long. I mean, I know my dad was saying something. He had a sneaky feeling that we wasn't going to play that good because of it being the Friday the 13th and the full moon, and I agree with him after that because of the way we didn't execute on certain drives.
Yeah. Hey, it happens sometimes. The most important thing is Pike County walked away with the W tonight. We hate it for Geneva.
That's the most important thing, and we come close. We come close to shutting them out, but we had a very quick first half, believe it or not. The game started at 7, and it was halftime by 7:30. That's how quick the first half went by. But the second half was filled Geneva was throwing a lot more passes in the second half than what they was. Neither team passed the ball really that much, but one of our quarterbacks, he's the cousin of one of the greatest running backs in Pike County history, Stephen Coleman. He throwed a pretty touchdown pass in the first half that put Pike County up 6-0 at the half.
So majority of the scoring in the game was done in the second half then, besides that touchdown in the first half.
Right, that is correct, yes.
Well, good deal.
Do y'all need any updates? I see a couple here.
We've showed the scores once. We'll rotate them again here in a minute. I know we got a barn burner going on down there with Goshen and Sampson.
It's 35-20. It's 35-21. Goshen just scored again.
Oh, so they've put up 2 scores then since we've last updated that.
And if you haven't updated GW Long and Daleville, it's 30-22 Rebels.
We appreciate that, Bulldog Johnny, and appreciate you calling in, and look forward to you calling in next week as Pike County continues. What the game that really surprised me at halftime tonight was Wicksburg and Providence Christian. Providence was only up 7-0 at half, but I guess they must have wore Wicksburg out to pull away in the second half like they did. I guess it has.
That game is still the only game. That game is still the only game that worries me on the schedule is Providence.
They're good. They are good, and I said earlier that Wicksburg will probably be the best test they've had so far, but that didn't touch the rest of the schedule. They still got to play Pike County. The last time I saw that one, it was 21-0 though. They had jumped up 2 more scores on top of them.
That did go final. That did go final there.
Okay, final 21-0 over Wicksburg.
Yep.
Providence Christian.
Yep. And then Pike County. Well, now Pike County's got probably the second next toughest 3-game stretch coming up that anybody can ask for. I know, like I said last week, Brantley got with Elba, Luverne, and Georgiana back to back. We come out with we get Wicksburg, at Abbeville, and then at Providence, and for 3 straight weeks, and that right there is a pretty tough gauntlet to run in itself.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Because neither of those 3 teams are slouches. Neither of those 3 teams are slouches at all.
That's a tough schedule, especially right there in the heart of region play.
Yeah, and I think if we can come out of those 3 games victorious, we should be. We've got the talent. Offensive-wise, we've got a lot of talent to probably contend for state this year, because a lot of our folks were saying we had a lot of talent to contend for state this year.
Yeah, and the thing is, and a lot of those guys have been playing. This is at least their 3rd year starting, so they've got the experience under their belt, and that's one thing. Building a team like that is you may start out young and have a few years. You pull some wins out. But you keep building those guys and pouring into them and giving them the experience, and then once they get up junior, senior year, you've got a great team that you've built.
Because I know our quarterback Jordan Hobdy, he's a senior, and the Coleman boy that I was telling you about, he's a junior, and they're rotating them 2 in and out, and I think that's pretty good, because you're getting both of them experience, because next year the job is going to fall solely on Coleman next year, because he'll be a senior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'd be nice to get some of those great leads and get him in there and get some of those reps in now.
Yeah, tell me about it. But they worked them out though during like every other series. One is doing the quarterback, and like every other, like one series it might be our the one quarterback, then the other one is doing another series, something like that.
Okay, so they are playing both quarterbacks.
Yep.
That's smart. That is smart.
And they have been in the last couple of years they've played Rayshawn Reynolds at running back more than they have been, but this year they're splitting it up between him and the 2 Myhan boys. All 3 of them getting a lot of totes in the ball game this time.
That's good as well. That is, and depth in that is gonna.
Because like if they shut down one, you got two that can still pick up. If they don't shut the other two down, you still got a good chance of coming out victorious.
Yeah, I mean the depth of it as well. You know, you've got a lot of the guys on defense are going to play every snap of defense. So you've got 3 running backs. You're rotating and they're moving there, and then they're getting a break while that defense is still out there playing.
And then they're playing on defense. I think those 3 guys I mentioned are playing. 2 of them's playing corner and 1 playing safety on defense.
Yeah, most of the defensive backs then there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we want to thank you for calling in.
We will. All right, I will talk with y'all next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we appreciate it, and you have a good weekend, Bulldog Johnny.
All right, you too.
Yes, sir. That was Bulldog Johnny calling in a Pike County update, and that's going to be a final down there, he said. Didn't play as good as he's seen them play this year, but they still going to come away with the W there. Let's take a look at some Facebook comments here and see what we've got. I tell you what, let's take a look at some scores and we'll get those queued up and we'll be right back. Let's go to the phones for another caller now. Stan the Man with Power Prep Sports. How you doing tonight?
Oh, great, man. Was over in Monroe one night. If I lose you, it's not because I hung up. It's because they don't have a lot of cell service over in Monroe County.
I hear you. So how did Andalusia fare tonight?
Well, they got to rest the starters the whole second half. It was 49-0 at halftime. They went and did what they supposed to do, took care of business, and got to play a lot of people in the second half. Had a running clock, so got to rest a lot of people. Hopefully, they can get some folks rested. They play Hillcrest of Evergreen next week at home. Much needed home game. They've been on the road for some long trips the past couple of weeks.
Okay. Well, good deal. I know it's always good to come away with a big win like that and get those younger guys in there and get them some reps and some experience.
Oh, yeah. And, there's what was the latest I heard that Sampson and Goshen were playing a big ball game over in Sampson tonight, and it was real tight. I think Goshen has run away with that now. Have y'all heard anything like that?
They have. Goshen is currently up 35-21 over Sampson at the moment.
Okay, all right. Then I also heard Trinity put a whooping on Headland. That to be the case as well. Like I said, I haven't been able to get much intel from anybody.
That that is as well. If you can tune into the show, we'll run that scoreboard again and show some more updates.
Oh, most definitely. But, hey, I'm probably going to lose you. I appreciate you doing what you're doing with the scoreboard show. It's, it's great that you give folks opportunity to find scores and, chance to call in and see what I don't have a whole lot to talk about tonight. It was pretty boring, to be honest with you. The band sounded real good.
I understand. It's that way. Hey, we appreciate it, Stan. And, hey, fans, if you're watching, on Facebook, search Power Prep Sports and check out Stan and the coach on Facebook. Hey, we'll talk to you next week,
right.
Stan.
Hey, same thing. Wiregrass Sports, we're all out there promoting high school athletics. And, there's lots of ways to find both of us. And folks need to take advantage of it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, have a good weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Hey, sounds great.
And that was Stan with Power Prep Sports there, giving us an Andalusia update. Big win tonight. Like he said, most of the starters were able to sit out the second half there. Let's take a look at some of those Facebook comments now. Teresa Burnett, Brantley, and Allen Enberg. Laverne moved the ball. They played on Zion Chapel tonight. Cassandra Culver, Abbeville 50 and Geneva County 20. Thank you for that update. Abbeville with a big win tonight over Geneva County. Teresa Burnett there, Brantley Bulldogs. And happy. If you're watching on Facebook, you can see that full comment down there below. I'm hoping to get some coaches on here shortly once they get through, talking with the teams and stuff. And we want your call in. You give us a call, 334-697-3644. Let us know what game you were at tonight, what you saw. Let's call in and talk about high school football. Let's take a look at those scores one more time while we get another caller on the line here.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
All right, this is Adam. Take 2. Mark?
I guess.
I go like this.
The best part about playing football in Texas has to be the reaction from the community.
I want to encourage others to play volleyball or choir because you get to experience new things and do stuff that you've never done before. My reason why is passion.
My reason why is pride.
Welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. We're taking your calls, 334-697-3644. Give us a call now. Let's go to the phones. And we have Coach Todd on from Abbeville.
Hey, man.
Hey, Coach Robin, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Y'all doing all right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Another win tonight. Can't complain about that.
Yes, sir. No, not at all. It's good. Good region win for us, man. Geneva County, they definitely, well coached by Coach Stripling. Hadn't been worried definitely coming into this week, just because they do so many different things. They do them well, and Coach Stripling really well, and we just couldn't have a big letdown. We started out slow last week against Cottonwood, and that was just one thing I didn't want to do against them. And guys did a great job, maintained right there, and come in second half, and just kind of settled in and opened it up a little bit, and got some other kids off the sidelines and able to get in the game and get a little bit of game experience. So that was definitely something good for us to do, a good positive for those guys that's they're showing up, and early on in the game, like we've had in the years past with Geneva County, man, it goes back and forth, and I was just happy to kind of just see us kind of break away from them a little bit and kind of get in a little bit of a rhythm there offensively, man. Our Coach Capps called a great game on the offensive side of it. Guys just really drilled well on that. Special teams did really well on open kickoff. We gambled and did onside kick and got that thing back, and started out that series and getting the points, but we kind of settled back in and managed to get on the board early, and but defense had a couple letdowns on just some things we got to clean up, but man, definitely a good region win for us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And now that you got a little streak going and still in the heart of region play here, what have you seen that you've improved from week 1 until now?
For us, it's just been really getting disciplined. I know a couple times a night, guys, and we, they had a freeze, and our guys, kind of started getting focused. Normally, we're real bad about jumping the gun on that, and being patient on the defensive side at certain times. We gave up some balls, but there's the immediate maturity for the guys, in the games and seeing things and developing. And I think, I think they actually took a little bit of extra time this week and did a little bit of film study on their own, and so that's helped out. But I think the leadership is kind of setting up the way I'd like for it to, and kind of becoming a lot more visible. So those are some things that, man, I definitely just glad we're able to get kind of some sight on.
Well, that's good. That's good. I know there were a couple of them, at the you didn't play a week 0 game, but we got to talk to you. You come on the show that week, and there were a couple of them that you had your eye on then, that would be leaders this year, and I'm sure they've, stepped up the way you looked at them, to step up.
Yeah, definitely, man. We kind of got dealt a hand, and an underclassman is taking the field there for us, and got some experienced guys around him, and that's one thing at the end of the game. I just told him they've got to kind of shield him. He's a good athlete. Kind of becoming somebody that's kind of raised the eye for us coaches, and a couple of position changes for some guys. They kind of filled it out and did a good job in those positions, and so I mean I'm pleased where they are. One of our strong points right now, I think, is the return of our few of our offensive line guys, and so it's kind of kept it stable there. And And so, that's those are some areas where I've, been real pleased with.
Well, we appreciate you calling in, Coach, and congratulations on the win, and good luck next week. Hope to hear from you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Thank you, Coach. That was Coach Robin Tyra from Abbeville there with a big win tonight. Let's go now to Coach Roland Jones from Brantley. Coach, you there?
Yes, sir. How you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good, pretty good. Congratulations to you as well on another victory tonight.
Thank you, sir. Well, it was homecoming. We got through it. All the festivities and stuff, you have to worry about that at the end of the day. But we got through it. We had a good night.
Well, congratulations. You want to give us a quick recap or things that you saw? Not as many penalties tonight. I know that's what a lot of coaches are hoping for now as we get into week three. Week 3 is penalties on the decline.
Yeah, no, I thought we did a good job with penalties. We came out slow start. They received the ball and drove it down and scored on us right out of the chute, and made our guys open up their eyes. And then it was 48-7 at halftime, and we had 6 minute running clock the second half, and we just had to have an eye opener. Our guys just got to get better each and every week. We can't worry about the other opponents. We got Brantley.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's all you can worry about is Brantley week to week, and just hopefully keep getting that W.
Yes, sir. And they working hard. We just got to keep improving.
Well, I want to appreciate your time, Coach, and coming on Wiregrass Sport and your sacrifice to the student athlete. We appreciate it. Good luck. Who do you have next week?
We've got Georgiana at home, so it's going to be a good one. We got Georgiana, Luverne, and Elba coming up. It's a great stretch for us. Good football teams, and we just got to be ready to go. That
is a tough stretch. I know 2 of those are really rivalries there with Luverne and Elba. Both of those, kind of qualify as a rivalry game there.
That's right. Both of them's undefeated, so it's gonna be some good games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, have a good weekend, Coach, and we appreciate you coming on.
All right, thank you. Y'all have a good night.
You too. That was Coach Roland Jones there from Brantley coming on the show with us. We appreciate him. Once again, the phone lines are open, 334-697-3644. Let's take a look at those scores once again. Hopefully we got some more finals as games are ending, and we'll be right back. Let's go to the phones now. We got another caller on. Coach Cox from Wicksburg. How you doing, Josh?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I know it's a tough loss tonight for Wicksburg. We saw the score at halftime. We even had a caller mention it early, 7-0. I count that as a win for Wicksburg at halftime.
It was a hard-fought game, especially the first half. We have a lot of guys going both ways, and I think, we got tired, and Providence did a good job of pounding it inside and bounced a couple, and they got a good football team. But it was a good game, though.
So, you go into halftime, you're only down by 7 to, probably one of the toughest 3A schools, in our area, and I'm sure, the words you said, but, if you want to tell us what you said at halftime, that'd be great. But what did you see in the second half that, wavered from what you were doing in the first half?
Not a whole lot. I mean, I just think we got tired. We kept plugging. I thought our kids fought hard. It was a very physical game. We had a couple guys banged up. It was just a physical war, like I want to call it, battle in the trenches. Both coaches, we were talking about after the game that both lines really got after the hard-fought game.
Well, we appreciate you coming on, Coach, and hate that it was not a win tonight. Who do you have next week?
Pike County at Wicksburg.
Pike County at Wicksburg. I'm sure that'll be a good one as well, and good luck to you, and hope you can take, things from this game and this loss and turn them around for next week.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Coach. That was Coach Cox from Wicksburg there. Tough loss tonight as they were playing Providence Christian from Dothan, and it was only 7-0 at halftime. And second half, it seems that Providence come away and, just kept fighting harder and come away with a win tonight over them. Let's get back to those score updates. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back.
Coaches teach your kids to dream. Coaches teach your kids to overcome. Coaches teach your kids good sportsmanship. Coaches teach your kids proper technique. But who teaches your coaches?
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At nfhslearn.com, you can find over 60 courses for coaches, administrators, officials, parents, students, and performing arts programs, including over 25 free courses such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. For more information, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
Welcome back to Wiregrass Sports. I want to thank you for joining us. Give us a call, 334-697-3644. If you're watching on Facebook, be sure to hit that share button down there. Let's go to the phones now. We have Coach Pouncey from Highland Home. How you doing tonight, Coach?
I'm doing well, How about y'all?
We can't complain. You want to give us a quick recap what happened tonight?
Yeah, well, we got out of the gate pretty quick. We had a good week of preparation coming off our win last week, and got out of the gate pretty quick. Scored early and often, and kind of put the game away right there in the first quarter. Our guys came in focused, and it was Calhoun's homecoming, and so I guess I don't know if we played with a little chip on our shoulder on that or what the deal was, but our guys stepped up and put the game away pretty quick. We got a lot of younger guys, a lot of reps.
Well, congratulations on a big win tonight, and I know it's good letting those younger guys getting those reps in and getting that experience. Who you got next week?
We got Sampson coming to town. Like I said, I'm just getting back to Highland Home. I heard they were in a dog fight with Goshen tonight, so I know we'll have our plate full with them. It'll be our homecoming, so we look forward to that and people coming back here to Highland Home to support us, and so we're to the challenge of Sampson coming in.
Well, Goshen took that one away, so we'll give score updates in a minute. They'll scroll back through, but Goshen took that one away, and hopefully you can do the same thing next week. Hey, we appreciate you calling in, Coach.
All right, thanks, buddy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Coach Will Pouncey there, Highland Home playing Calhoun tonight. It was Calhoun's homecoming, but he said they took it away in the first quarter. He was able to get some younger guys in and get some reps and get some experience tonight. That's never a bad thing, and it walks away with a W. Congratulations to Highland Home. Remember, if you're watching on Facebook, comment below. We can bring those comments in. You want to give a score, want to give a school shout-out, whatever you got. Let's go back to the phones for our next caller. Joshua Hodge. Are you there, Josh?
Yes, sir. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing good, doing good. So you were at Pike Lib tonight?
Yes, sir. We saw I keep wanting to call them Northview, but the Northside Methodist Knights. We saw them take on the Pike Lib Patriots.
Looks like from what I was watching a little bit of that game, I watched some of the Charles Henderson game as well there in Oxford, but looks like Pike Lib was down and they were making a fight to come back.
They did. They fought hard all the way to the end. Had a couple big turnovers around the goal line, and one pretty big drive to cut it to 9 at one point, and had a few chances. But if you don't know, Northside is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, private school in the state, with nearly twice as many enrolled as Pike Lib, and they were just a little too big, too strong tonight for the Patriots.
No, I think it was 22-14, and they were driving down the field. Probably one of the most impressive things I saw in the game was a defensive stop by Pike Lib there at the goal line to stop them from scoring again. I believe there sometime in the third quarter.
Yes, sir. They got two turnovers in the red zone, so their defense really came up big tonight several times, keeping them in the game, keeping it close. And the Northside Knights, they were able to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. The Patriots never really got their running game going, and were able to hold on for a big region win. And they start off region play undefeated, does the night.
Well, I know Coach Allen there is probably not happy about a loss, but, you know, he's got to be proud of the way his defense played tonight. If you're not sure, not familiar, Joshua Hodge is commentator for Troy Cable, and that Pike Lib game was aired tonight. And you can catch those games every week. They have a game of the week there at Troy Cable. They can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, or if you have Troy Cable, it's Channel 2. So, Josh, where are you going next week?
I'm not 100% sure. We're either going to be covering Brantley Luverne if they play next week, or we may be live from Ayrton. So I'll have to check that schedule. But thanks for the shout out, and we appreciate the use of you guys in Wiregrass Sports and your personal page to keep up with scores from around the Wiregrass, and we use it every week to keep our listeners updated.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, we appreciate you and hope to hear from you next week. Thanks, Josh. That was Joshua Hodge, commentator there for Troy Cable. He was at Pike Lib tonight. Tough loss to Northside. Looks like their defense played pretty good. Had 2 red zone stops, he said, and just come up short. Not able to get the victory tonight. Let's take another caller now on the phone. Give us just a second on that. Hey, we appreciate you watching Wiregrass Sports. Here's the number for you to call in, 334-697-3644. Let us hear from you where you were tonight, what the score was of your game. Hey, if you're watching on Facebook, hit that share button down there for us. We greatly appreciate it. You can comment in the comment section, and we can bring those in and show them as well. Let's go to the phones now. Neil Armstrong. Are you there, Neil?
Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes. Brandon.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You on your way back from Oxford?
Brandon.
Hey, Neil. Can you hear me? Give us just a second on that. Let's take a look at those scores, and we'll be right back. See if we can't get Neil back on the phone. let's go back to the phones here. And hey, Neil, you there?
Brandon, this is Neil Armstrong up in Oxford, Alabama. How are y'all tonight?
We're doing pretty good, hope you hear us loud and clear. We hear you good. Looks like it was close. Looks like it was a close.
Brandon, we came on the road to Oxford this weekend, and Charles Henderson going up against their second 7A opponent of the year, and with 1 minute left in the second quarter, the score is 14-14. Charles Henderson has played them toe-to-toe, and with a minute left, Charles Henderson punted to Oxford, and Oxford scored in 3 plays after the punt to take a 21-14 lead into halftime, and came out. Charles Henderson got the ball first after deferring their option to the second half, and got the ball. And on the first offensive play from scrimmage, tremendous pressure from the Oxford front, and Puka Jones tried to kind of flip one forward, kind of like an option forward play, just to get rid of the ball, to keep from getting sacked. And he got tipped up, and Oxford defensive lineman intercepts it on the first offensive play of the third quarter, and Oxford scored on the next offensive play, and it was 28-14 within about 1 minute of football, even though some of it was second quarter and some of it was third quarter, and Charles Henderson just unraveled from there. And you got to give Oxford credit. They smelled blood in the water, and they really went after Charles Henderson midway through the third quarter. And before Charles Henderson could turn around and get their feet back straight again, it was 49-14, and that was the final. Oxford with many more athletes than Charles Henderson, a deeper school, more gene pool to pull from, and just Oxford overall a better football team than Charles Henderson tonight.
Well, I know those momentum killers happen like that, and momentum swings, and it's hard to get it back. So how do you see Charles Henderson shaping up against Beauregard next week?
On the road again, Oxford almost a 3-hour drive, Beauregard about a little over 2 hours. So another long bus ride for the Trojans next week. But tonight, even though we lost 49-14, there was no injuries. We'll be healthy going into the Beauregard, which is a region game next week. And this was not a region game. And looking for the Trojans to rebound nicely in region play up in Beauregard next Friday night. Hopefully the Trojans get back on winning ways.
Well, we appreciate you calling in. And this is Neil Armstrong, the very talented, famous Neil from Sports Chat with Neil and Wally. Hey, on Sunday night, check them out on Troy Cable. You want to give us a quick plug, Neil?
Yeah, I appreciate that, Brandon. Sports Chat with Neil and Wally on Troy Cable Channel 2 every Sunday night, 6 o'clock. Give us a shout there on Sunday nights. We're live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and follow us on Facebook and YouTube, and you get continuous sports updates 24/7. And Wally and I really like what we do, and we appreciate you letting me call in and give the Charles Henderson update, or Wally calling in and giving the Charles Henderson update every Friday night. And you got a good show yourself going, Brandon. I appreciate the kind words just then, and allowed me to plug mine and Wally show. Sports Chat with Neil and Wally, Troy Cable Channel 2, Sunday night at 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Neil. That was Neil Armstrong. Traveled to Oxford tonight with Charles Henderson. Like he said, 14-14 with less than 2 minutes left in the second quarter. Charles Henderson punts, and Oxford gets a quick score there to go into halftime. So it was 21-14 at halftime. Charles Henderson comes out with the ball second half, and just like you heard him say, big momentum swing there, hard for Charles Henderson to get it back. We've got another caller on the line now. Give us just a second to get them ready. And Todd from Sampson, how you doing, Todd?
Hey, how you doing, man?
What we thought would be a barn burner down there, Sampson and Goshen game. I know there was an injury, and looks like Goshen finally kind of took that game away. Can you give us a quick recap what happened there?
I can barely hear you, man. Yeah, it was 21-21 with at least, I think, 7 minutes and some odd to go in the fourth quarter. And I'm not really sure there was a paradigm shift there. Our guys just missed some tackles, some key tackles, and I'm going to be honest with you. That number 9 Galloway, the quarterback, that guy's got some speed, moves, man. He ran a few long touchdowns, and that was pretty much all she wrote. I mean, he did a great job. Had some good blocking. It was a great game, very close for 3.5 quarters, but they definitely put away there at the end of the game.
So the injury there, have you got a report on that or what happened there?
I know it was number 7. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But I know they were concerned with some possible neck issues. He was complaining about his neck hurting, and they went ahead and took him on to Dothan, I believe it was, to one of those hospitals over there. But I think he's going to make a full recovery, I'm sure.
But it was a Goshen player?
Yeah, it was a Goshen player. Number 7, I do remember that.
Okay, all right. Well, was it just the defense couldn't contain the quarterback there at in the fourth quarter, or?
They changed up a little something. I actually watched all of their film from last week myself with my son, and I don't remember seeing one of their formations they threw out tonight, and we weren't prepared for that formation. It was a wildcat type set, and then when they put number 9 back in, we were just kind of thrown off, a little bit. But I mean, Samson, they played passionately. They played a full 4 quarters. They were tired there at the end. But Goshen just was the better team tonight.
We appreciate you calling in tonight, Todd, and giving us that update. Who does Samson have next week?
We will be headed to the home of the Flying Squadron, Highland Home, next week.
That's right. We had Coach Pouncey on, and he told us that before. He's getting ready for you guys. Hey, have a good weekend. Appreciate you calling in, brother.
You too. God bless, brother. Bye-bye.
Yes, sir. That was Todd there from Samson giving us an update on that Goshen game. Goshen going to take that one away. He said the Galloway kid was playing outstanding tonight. Couple of touchdowns scored himself. We're going to go to a break. Hey, our sponsors. Check out our sponsors. Go in their stores. Hey, when you talk to them, if you're going in their business, tell them you saw them on Wiregrass Sports and you appreciate their support as we do as well. We'll be right back with some final scores and hopefully some more coaches and your call-ins in just a second.
South Alabama Stockyard, family owned and operated by cattle farmers right here in Southeast Alabama. Come every Wednesday at 12 p.m. and join the best buyers and sellers from all over the area. Whether you come for the experience, looking at getting into the cattle business, or maintaining and growing your farm, South Alabama Stockyard is where all the farmers are. Vendors are on site at every auction, so come on and have lunch with us. Located at 268 County Road 5522, Troy, Alabama.
I want to thank you for watching Wiregrass Sports. If you're watching the replay on Facebook, hey, we still appreciate that share. Tune in next week at 9:30. Hey, every Tuesday night, check out our Facebook page and vote on the polls of the school you think will win. I want to thank you for watching again. My name is Brandon Adams. We're glad to have you. Hey, our phone number is 334-697-3682. 36-44. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week on Wiregrass Sports. We're going to leave you with the final scores again for tonight.